So, we've been working on our Israel Fair. Kital, let's remind ourselves, what are we learning about over the next couple of weeks? What are we learning about? Naya?
Bedouins, airplanes, and hydroponics.
Bedouins, airplanes, and hydroponics. And what connects all three of those things, Harris?
To the Negev.
They're all in the Negev. They're all either people who live in the Negev, they're things that we can find in the Negev, and ways that people can survive and live in the Negev. Remember, we talked about some of the problems and solutions last week, right, Daniel? And we talked about that it's a desert, it's dry, there isn't a lot of water. We talked about food and how people need to be able to grow food, have animals, all sorts of things to be able to live in a desert, right, David? So, we talked about ways to solve that problem. That was hydroponics. We talked about an Air Force base that's in Israel and how there's a huge Air Force base in the Negev. And some of you got to go with Mrs. Corton this morning to work on creating your own airplanes and working on the 4 forces of flight. And the last thing we've been working on is learning about Bedouins and their culture and how they live and what similarities do we have to their culture and what things are a little bit different. So what we're going to work on for the next half hour or so is we're going to work on some more of the things that we need to, both in the Bedouin tent and the hydroponics. Okay, and we're going to make some choices because we're going to do some academic choice now. All right, so we started working on some walls, but we definitely need more walls than the walls that we started this morning. So raise your hand if you'd like to work on, and this is just where we're starting, so if you want to work on some walls. Go ahead, raise your hand. Okay, you guys can stand up. Go sit right over there on the rugs over there. Now, raise your hand if you'd like to work on the rugs. The rugs. Okay, so you guys are just going to stay right here where you are. Now, we're going to work on, remember we talked about, Naya and Julia, just go find a seat. Remember we talked about how Bedouins really exemplify, they show kind of the mitzvah of hachnasat orchim. Remember we talked about how they're welcoming and friendly. I think we wrote that here. And part of that is serving our guests something to eat, bless you, something to drink. And we talked about having a tray. Some of you had the idea of making a tray or a table, remember, to put the food on. So who would like to work on the tray that we're going to serve the pizza on later this week that we're going to bake? Would anyone like to use mosaic tiles to work on that? Nobody. Okay, and the last choice.
I'll do it.
Okay, so we're going to set that up, Riley. Maybe right at that table at Kutza Shaim. Okay, you can sit right there. I'll set you up over there. All right, and the last choice is we're going to get our hydroponics started. We're going to have to plant the seeds so they can sprout in our little greenhouses before we move them into the tank. Who would like to start planting? Okay, so those are the choices for now, yeah. So if you'd like to start planting, come sit at Kutza Shtayim, and we're going to start with that. Shh. This is how this is going to work. You guys come together as a group. Together. So, raise your hand if you're working on the walls. Okay, we're going to work on this. You can go ahead, get the Sharpies. You know what to do from this morning. We're going to spread this out, and you're going to make it and design it. Daniel, move over a little bit. And you're going to design it to look like something very welcoming to our Bedouin tent. We can also use the glue from this morning. Sloan, why don't you go ahead and get the glue and the brushes and those little sequins if you'd like to decorate. You guys can get started. Now my rug people, come on over. Come Lily, come Talia. And you guys can work with your partners. Now on the community table, Loredana got the pieces of fabric ready, and you can get the glue and go ahead and get started working on our Bedouin rugs. Go ahead. Now, Riley, you wanted to get started on the tray, correct?
We're working on this one.
So So Riley, I want you to come. We're going to work on some mosaic tiles. And I thought the inside. Okay, you can take some glue and make your own patterns or your own design to make it look like. Any more? Do some more. Take some of these and I'll get you started. Okay, and my hydroponics people, you guys ready to plant?
Yeah.
Don't they, Bush? Yeah, they do. Use the feathers.
Hi, YouTube. Hi, YouTube.
Okay. So,
hi, YouTube. Hi.
what we're going to do.
I want to be in a video.
We're going to plant.
Is this going to be on YouTube?
No, it's not going to be on YouTube. Who remembers when we were learning, just a second, I need to watch those videos of how farmers and in Israel developed, Shai, you with me?
Yeah.
Developed the idea of how to grow vegetables and fruits without soil. Because what was the problem, David? Is there a lot of soil in the Negev? No. So one of the possible solutions was, let's grow plants without soil. Okay? So we're going to get this started. This is going to be our hydroponics tank. We're going to, what are we going to put in here? What's going to go in there?
Like the plants and the tubes. And the water.
The water, the plants, the tubes. The light is going to go over that. We're going to have a grow light. But for us to get started, we need to first start with our seeds. Okay, and we got sugar snap peas. Do you guys like sugar snap peas? Yeah?
Peas, like the peas.
I like peas. Do you see the picture?
I like peas.
Yeah. I like peas. You like peas?
I like peas, but I don't really eat them.
So this is what we're going to do. Do you remember on the video we had, remember they were grown in pods, a little bit of soil, and the rest is going to be water. So, we got some water. We're going to have a chance to pour a little bit of water in here and moisten the pods. Here, David, go ahead. Why don't you start?
How much?
Just a little. It's good. It spreads out. You could do a little more than that. Good. Yeah. All right, Shai, you're next.
Is it hot water?
No, it's just cold water.
No, it's kablooey. Kablooey. No, I know. I said kablooey. Yeah, I know. I said this one, not kablooey.
Now you're going to notice something is going to change here.
Is it getting darker? I'm going to get some paper towels.
Color, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I do the rest.
I don't even think we're going to need all that water, but you could pour a little bit more. What do you see happening to these pods? These are called moss pods. That looks good, Harris, okay? Now watch what happens over the next, few seconds. There's some kind of floating. You could spill that out in the sink, Harris.
What will happen?
Okay, watch what's going to happen. Dylan, what do you see?
It's turning really black.
It is turning really black. Yeah. Yes, Riley.
Do
Yeah, you can do it on there.
There's something glowing.
So what is happening?
There's something glowing.
Touch it. Touch it. What's happening to them?
It's like a dirt. It's like a dirt inside.
Yes, there's soil inside. There's moss. And what's happening?
And it's sucking it in.
It's soaking it up. Look at that one. You see it's starting to get soft. It's growing a little bit. It's getting a little bit bigger. You see the water is getting absorbed in the pods.
Yeah. We already did this in reading.
We did this in reading a while ago. Remember what happened?
And it was fun.
It was fun, yeah. I had a good time.
I wasn't a good time. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. This is my first time.
So that's good because we're in a different reading class.
I can't wait to sucking up all the water. Yeah, it's almost gone. It is gone. Take the water out. Stop.
Oh, now it's good. Okay, so here we go. So we just saw the pea pods grew. They're nice and moist now. Here's the pods, the moss pods.
This how people plant in the desert. Feel that.
Down.
So good.
Now, Okay. Nice and warm and soft.
This is so
So everybody put your hand out. Put your hand out. I'm going to give you a couple of seeds. These are snow peas. And watch what we do. I'll do one, and then I want you to see, just a second, Daniel. I want you to see what we're going to do. Do you see at the top? I'm going to take one out so you can see. There's a little hole. Can you see that? A little opening? I'm going to take my little pea. I'm going to put it in the moss. And I'm going to cover it gently with some of the moss. I'm going to push it in gently.
Are we going to take it home with us?
After they grow, yeah. And first we're going to put them in the hydroponics tank and watch them really
when I was making plants, this looks so
This looks like a dried up pea.
That's exactly what it is.
Oh, maybe.
All right?
My plant is like this tall.
All right, now what we're going to do so we can keep track of what's happening, we're going to, since I started here, we're just going to go down the row, and then we're going to go next row, next row, next row, okay? So we know that we got one in each, okay?
Seriously.
That's cool.
Can I put it in?
Yeah, just wait a second slow and let Naya do it, and then each person get a turn, go down the row, so we make sure that we got it.
You can have yours back.
They're like a frozen pea.
Okay?
Did someone do this?
Go ahead and do it.
Julia doesn't have one. She lost one.
Oh, I'll give you one, Julia.
Hey.
We'll move on to the next one. She's ready for more.
Which one did we do?
So make sure we do the first row first, and then go on to row 2.
No, I can't.
Water it some more.
There's some not fun.
We're going to make sure that these are very moist.
It looks like it's like a maze.
It does look like a maze, yeah. Okay.
Daniel's desk.
Okay, great. And now what we're going to do is put the cover on. Create, what does this look like?
A greenhouse.
A greenhouse. And we're going to start these to sprout. Once they start sprouting, we'll move them to our hydroponics tank later this week. Okay? So we need, where should we in the class do you think we should put this? Where's a good spot?
Sunny spot.
A sunny spot, yep. Let's put it in a sunny spot. Great job, you gardeners.
Stop.